Hello Mark, hello Transport Evolved.
Hello!
Hello, we are sitting in a Volkswagen e-Golf. We haven't done one of these for absolutely ages, but we are filming our quick charge, which is our kind of
First
5-minute first impressions behind the wheel of a plug-in vehicle. Now, a little disclaimer, I've had the e-Golf before, but we'll pretend we haven't, because you've not driven it before.
I've never driven it.
Just got it. I had it, and then we had family problems, so I couldn't drive it much. So it's kind of like the first time for me anyway. And I used to own a 1985 Volkswagen Golf City Stromer, which was the first, which was one of the first electric cars that Volkswagen built. And I've got to say, this feels very much like a Volkswagen Golf. Volkswagen have always had this, it does what it says on the tin, and it does feel very much just like it says on the tin. It's very Golfy inside.
I was actually going to say, I've owned Golfs, petrol Golfs and Polos before, which are the slightly smaller version.
Yeah.
And it does feel very similar.
I mean, listen to this, when we got in the car earlier. That's a...
The door clunk.
The door clunk. It's so it's just like a Golf. It just happens to be electric. It's got nice pickup. It doesn't feel quite as peppy as a Leaf, but of course this is going to go into the market against the Nissan Leaf, because the Nissan Leaf and this are pretty evenly spec'd and pretty evenly priced.
And it's pretty even-sized as well. I mean, the back seat.
Yeah, it's slightly smaller. The Leaf's slightly, the Leaf's slightly bigger in the boot. It's got a bigger boot, but it's lovely. It's very calming. Very good sound insulation. It feels quieter than.
Feels very almost muted, I would say.
It's
like someone's
German.
put a muffler.
It's very German. Very German.
It's very. I'm just sort of sat in the passenger seat. Everything's. It sounds very sad, but everything's nice and swoopy lines, and nothing's jutting out. Which
is like the Mark 7 Golf. I mean, Volkswagen have just started a new ad campaign as you'll forget it's electric. You'll almost forget it's electric. And it does feel like, yeah, you could almost feel it's electric. With nice buttons, nice tactile buttons, they click. Dual climate control, which is nice.
Seat heaters.
Steering wheel is not too light. I mean, it's got a good feel to it.
Actually, that's interesting, because the Nissan has incredibly light steering.
Nissan's just ridiculous on steering.
See, I quite like that. It's one of the things I really like about the Nissan is how little effort I have to put into steering. So this is a little bit heavier then. But they did make it heavier in the more modern Leaf.
The thing I do like though, Mark, is that there's this analog gauges, and I don't normally like analog. I'm a fan of digital. I like knowing how fast I'm going. I think someone was saying you can press a button to get the digital
central display
in the centre, but I like the gauge in terms of battery capacity.
I quite like how fluid it looks when you go
lovely.
From accelerating to the Regen, and it just swings from one side to the other. There's something more tactile about it than just blobs appearing on the screen. Yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of
It's a
pep
little
to
bit
it.
of poke. I think it's got it's got so many modes. It's got user adjustable regen braking. So no regen, 1 regen, 2 regen, 3 regen.
But not flappy paddles.
No flappy paddles.
Which the e-up had.
Yes, it did. I'm glad you remembered that, because I'd forgotten whether it had them or not. And the prototype car which I drove a couple of years ago of this, which was in a Mark 6 Golf as opposed to the Mark 7, it did have them.
And then that, I mean, going back to the e-up, it felt incredibly intuitive having flappy paddles for Regen.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that's going to become a standard, because it started appearing on other cars. The Smart EV had it as well, I believe.
Mitsubishi Outlander has flappies.
So it's odd that then they moved it down to the Regen
it's a bit of a bummer.
The gear stick.
But the e-up had it here and here.
Yes.
That's right, it had it in both places. Weird. Alright, so comfy seat. It doesn't feel as fancy as the Leaf. It feels much more everyday. That's what I'm going to say so far. So shall we switch over and you can have a little bit of a drive and tell me what you think.
Excellent.
Bye bye everyone.
Bye bye, see you in a second.